Once again, folks, just reminding you that our Speckle Park show will be commencing at 9 a.m. in Horizon Egg and Turf Show Ring number 1. Our AOB, or All Other Breed show, in Horizon Egg and Turf Show Ring number 2 here in Hall B. We will be broadcasting the shows across the internet from DLMS, our friendly folks at DLMS, making sure that FARMFAIR International goes international in 2025, our 51st year. And we do want to remind everyone that the AgTech and Innovation Alley will be opening at 10 a.m. and run each day of FARMFAIR International through 6 p.m. Please stop in to visit the organizations that are actually located out in the concourse, the Expo Center concourse, between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. throughout the duration of FARMFAIR International, right through to our Supreme Championship on Saturday afternoon. Our organizations that are located out there have solutions to save you money, clean up your yard, keep track of your herd, and a whole lot more. So please be sure to make your FARMFAIR International experience complete and check out AgTech Innovation Alley each day from Wednesday through Saturday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Landon Schutz, if you happen to be within earshot, could you please come to Horizon Egg and Turf Show Ring number 2? Landon Schutz, please. Once our All Other Breed show starts, we actually have a debuting show. We have Highlands having their first ever showcase at FARMFAIR International as a show right here in Horizon Egg and Turf Show Ring number 2. And then that will be followed by the AOB Stalwarts, the Blonde Aquitaine and the Bronvie, and we'll be alternating their classes at the completion of our Highland show.
Over in ring number 1, we are excited to showcase our Speckle Park program. And of course, our Speckle Parks will be making their way to the ring for our first class. This is our intermediate heifer calf class, and our marshal will be getting them ready to come in. Our judges are here, our officials are set, and we're ready to begin in ring number 1, our Horizon Egg and Turf ring. Well, folks, we're ready over in show ring number 1 with our Speckle Park show. This is our first class to commence our Speckle Park show. This is class number 3, our intermediate heifer calf division. These are heifer calves born in the month of February. We should have 2 entries in this class for our judges. 2 entries are February born heifer calves. And we are delighted to have Riley and Jill Mader as our official judges for the Speckle Park show. Riley, Jill, and their children, Stella and Hawken, work together with Riley's parents, Randy and Rhonda, as owner and operators of Mader Ranches. Mader Ranches is a family-run purebred Simmental and Sim Angus cattle operation located 10 minutes west of Carstairs. They hold an annual bull sale and 1 kick-ass ladies' night sale, and we're just delighted to have both Riley and Jill Mader of Mader Ranches as our astute judges for the Speckle Park show.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Expo Hall B, we're excited to, in addition to having our Speckle Park in Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 1, feature our all other breeds in Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2. We'll be commencing with our inaugural Highland Show. First time the Highlands have ever come to town to make it into the Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring, and they will be featured in Show Ring number 2 in just a few moments' time.
And now we will have comments from Judge Jill Mader on our first class in the Speckle Park ring.
Well, thank you. First of all, I'd just like to thank FARMFAIR International and the Speckle Park Society for giving Riley a chance to come out here and evaluate the Speckle Parks here. I think it's the first time we've gotten to evaluate them, and every time we get asked, we're super honored. I would like to say if anybody ever gets asked to judge a show of this quality, just make sure to say yes, because it's a real honor, and these people have voted us in as their choice. So we're really honored to be out here. We started out this intermediate heifer calf class with this really stylish female. We really like this female out on the move. She's got lots of sweep to her belly. Get in behind her. She's got lots of width over her top, and I just think that she was the most complete heifer. We followed her up with a little bit more white on this heifer. She just gets a little bit snappy in her back pasterns, but I really like the profile of this heifer. She's really sweet and a little bit heavier fronted than our first place heifer, but I'm getting really nitpicky getting behind her. She's got lots of base to her, lots of width, and I think she's going to be a really functional type of female for this young lady. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jill. So your champion intermediate heifer calf in the Speckle Park show goes to entry number 1, DAM Dots Neon Light 645N. And your reserve intermediate heifer calf division winner, Willow Lane Naughty Girl 18N. That's entry number 2. So congratulations to the McAleer family and Mackenzie Olson. Next class in our Speckle Park show will be class number 5. These are our senior heifer calves. These are heifers born in January.
And our first class is in the ring now for Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2. Our All Other Breeds show has commenced, and this is the first of our debuting program here at Farm Fair International for our Highlands. This is the yearling heifers born in 2024. And Judge Landon Schutz, your class is complete. We're very happy and fortunate to have evaluating our All Other Breeds section today Landon Schutz, one of our young local cattle producers, made not just good but great, attending his university in the United States on a judging scholarship and being able to be back here for Farm Fair International, his local hometown show. Assisting Landon in Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2 is Darren Dunford, longtime Farm Fair volunteer, who will be showing himself over the course of these days at Farm Fair International 2025. Both the rings are rolling, named after Horizon Ag and Turf in Hall B, and Farm Fair International 2025 is on. Of course, we will be spotlighting sponsors of Farm Fair International for the duration of our 4 days of this event. Starting off with the Alberta Angus Association, which is involved in many projects to promote the Angus breed, including 4-H, junior shows, scholarships, and more. Many thanks to the Alberta Angus Association for their support of Farm Fair International in 2025, this year of extraordinary good times for beef cattle producers. Our Judge Landon Schutz in Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2 is from Stony Plain and has his Bachelor of Animal Science from Texas Tech University. Schutz Cattle Company is his operation. Bred for Banners. And we're very proud to be able to have Landon having a return to Farm Fair International, not in school this year, to evaluate our AOB. Among our sponsors are Alberta Beef Producers, and if you want to help yourself to coffee through the day, that is part of their sponsorship. Alberta Beef Producers' work is driven by producers for producers. Find out more about what your commission is doing for you today by visiting abpdaily.com and follow Alberta Beef Producers on your favorite social platforms. For 55 years, Alta Genetics has valued the strong partnerships with consigners who have supported Alta throughout the decades. These relationships are foundation to the Alta Genetics success, and they're proud to continue serving the cattle industry with dedication and innovation. Many thanks, Alta Genetics. BrokerLink is a proud insurer of farms and agribusiness. Contact BrokerLink today to get the right coverage for your insurance needs. Bud Light, a refreshing taste that's easy to enjoy at FARMFAIR International. Grab yourself a Bud Light and partake of the sponsorship from Bud Light.
And with that, folks, we're going to have comments in our Speckle Park ring from Judge Riley Mader.
Well, I think a real powerhouse to start this class off with. I think it don't matter which way you stand and look at this female. She's very angular. She's got a lot of dimension to her. A female that just carries a lot of power and a lot of muscle definition down low through that lower twist and that lower stifle. You get behind her, there's just a pile of power over the top. If we change this heifer, we'd maybe like to give her just a little more flex to her front pastern. She comes off her shoulder just a little bit straighter, but you love a lot of things about her, and I think she's going to go out and just be a brood cow in the herd. You get into the second place female. We love how this female gets out and moves. She's very athletic as she strides out. You like the flex on all of her pasterns and all of her joints. A female that you analyze from the side profile, you really like the depth of flank, depth of body to this female. She's very straight in her line. She's really nice through her skull. A female that just doesn't quite have the stoutness, I guess, on the front end, but two different types of heifers that you could probably switch back and forth, and both will be very competitive and very productive, I think, down the line. We get into our third place female. Here's the female that's got the most stretch, I think, in the whole class. You love how elegant she is up through that front end. Very nice through her skull. You know, you're kind of flipping coins. You got three different types of females here. You love the length of spine that she's got, but she just gets a little more flatter muscled, flatter sided, I think, in comparison to the two heifers above, but a very high quality heifer to stand in third place. We leave four standing here behind us. Again, very high quality type of females. A different day, a different judge. You can see them different. Congrats to all you exhibitors. Very nice class of females.
Thank you, Judge Mader. So your champion senior heifer calf goes to entry number 7, KFC Cashmere 18N from KFC Farms. Second in class, entry number 9, Wolf Lake Zarina 1N, exhibited by Wolf Lake Speckle Park. And third in class goes to entry number 5, Wolf Lake Fiona 2N, exhibited by Wolf Lake Speckle Park. But Rob, over in ring number 1, you have comments.
We are ready with comments on our first class of our AOB show. This is our Horizon Egg and Turf show ring number 2. And folks, comments on our yearling Highland class from Judge Landon Schutz.
Oh, well, good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today. It's certainly an honor and a pleasure. We stowed awesome here in the Highland set. All of these females right down the line represent functionality with quality. I think these top 3 in front of me offer some big time pieces to start us off. I thought the call was close between the 2 up front. I just prefer the extra cow power and stoutness of the one that I'm going to use today while maintaining a functional build. In her own right, that's a super opened up, wide-based heifer who feels the most shape throughout, big ribbed, and gives you an extra powerful view from behind with just the dimension down her stifle and width of pin set and squareness. And with that, is as good as any in her lower joints to start us off. She's a bit shorter necked, not quite as feminine in her head shape as 2 and 3, but her structure and just her maternal look still reads right to let her cow power go ahead and win. My compliments to you. Like I said, I thought just from right here from the side view is my favorite look of the heifer in second. She's longer fronted and more extended back through her hip and just gives you a super attractive, good in her lines look from the side view. I thought making the call compared to the one ahead from the 3/4 view and from behind, the heifer that's just not quite as amped up in her rib shape or her shape down her stifle from behind, but definitely like the profile and structural quality of that one to go second. The heifer in third, I think offers as intriguing pieces as any. Her neck set and just the size of her feet and stoutness of feature is really good, and I appreciate that. Where I slot her third today is I didn't rate her to be quite as square-hipped over her pin set and down her hock traveling away. But I just like the power and extension and performance of your heifer a good deal. Definitely represents a lot of quality. I thought, like I said, more performance and power than the remaining. Young lady, the heifer in fourth here, she intrigued me a lot when she first came out of the gate. She's very nicely presented, and I appreciate that. And with that, a very maternal, sound, structured heifer, and I value just her moderation and rib shape going into production today compared to the cattle above. Just gets out horsed a bit in her power and performance. I just like to open her up from behind and give her some more shape and product throughout. But the heifer is very nice in her lines and good structured and with an attractive look. And so is the heifer up next. She's still plenty functional, really nice in her lines, has some extra shape from behind compared to the one ahead, but where I switched the pair, as I just didn't rate her to be a square from that same view behind the cattle. I just like to square her up in her pin set and down her hock and feet from behind. But my compliments to you exhibitors, a very functional, good set of heifers here to start us off. I wish you the best with them down the road.
And thanks very much, Judge Schutz. In Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 2, first place honors and advancing to our Junior Highland Champion female class will be entry number 3, Galaxy Second of Anderson Ridge from Double H Genetics of Spruce Grove, Alberta. That's Heather Jansen with the heifer bred by Chad and Ellen Anderson. Entry number 3 is first in class, and entry number 1 is second, also advancing to our Junior Championship, Fuzzy Wuzzy Martika for Fuzzy Wuzzy Cattle Company of Dap, Alberta. That's Lester Van Hill with the heifer bred by Don and Margaret Badger. If you're marking your show program on our first class of our Highland yearling heifers, entry number 1 places second, entry 2 is fourth, entry 3 is first, entry 5 places fifth, and entry 6 is third in class. Next up, single entry class, our junior yearlings. Second class, those born in 2023. Be proactive with Cattle Active, an all-natural solution for maintaining rumen health and overall well-being. Get 10% off your Cattle Active today.
And Rob, over in ring number 1, we have comments on our yearling intermediate division championship from Judge Jill Mader.
Thank you. Well, I think we're really impressed with our leadoff heifer here in the intermediate yearlings. She's kind of the whole package. She's really nice in the front end. You get in behind her, she's got a lot of a lot of soundness and substance. You really like this heifer out on the move. She's really getting out and tracking. I just think that she comes together with that overall presence that we're looking for. I'd like to clean her up a tiny bit in her teat structure a bit, but I'm getting a little nitpicky here. Our second place heifer, she's got a lot of body to her. I feel as though she's fighting the halter a little bit in terms of trying to get to see her out on the move a little bit better. I'd maybe like to straighten her up on the back wheels a little bit, but overall, when you get to her side profile, I think that she's a really useful heifer, and I think she's going to go ahead and produce some big calves for this guy today. A nice class of intermediate yearlings.
Thank you, Judge Mater. So your intermediate yearling heifer division champion goes to the entry from KFC Farms of Abbotsford, BC, with KFC Miss Poppy 101M. That was entry number 11. And your reserve intermediate division goes to entry number 10, Desert Acres Mandalay 116M from Desert Acres, Speckle Park. So folks, our next class is class number 11. This will be our yearling senior division, and for our judges there'll be 3 entries in this class. 3 entries, yearling heifers born in January.
And Tracy and Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, our judge Landon Schutz is ready to comment on his single entry class number 5. Class number 3, his open 2-year-old Highland heifer. Folks, here's Judge Schutz.
This is a really nice single entry here, and the showman does a great job as well. Could definitely withstand some more competition. And the female here, I really value just her combination of power with a loose structure, with a maternal look. It's very promising going down the road with her in her own right. I just like how opened up and soft ribbed that heifer is, with a nice angle to her shoulder, and very flexible and problem free on the lap. If I could get critical of her, she does want to duck her pin bone and drop her hip in motion just a shot, but it certainly still aids just her overall flexibility and looseness of structure. We'll take another look out of her out here in the division drive.
And thank you, Judge Schutz. First place in class number 3, and advancing now to our junior championship of our Highland Show in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2 is Fuzzy Wuzzy Lily, entry number 7. From Fuzzy Wuzzy Cattle Company of Dap, Alberta. That's Lester Van Hale's operation again, with this heifer bred by Don and Margaret Badger. So our next class will be our first division championship in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, our Highland Show, where the top 2 from our first class and our single entry class winner from this last class will be coming back in to vie for the first spots to compete in our Grand Champion Highland Female Drive. So we'll be inviting our top 2 from class number 2, as well as our class winner from class number 3 for our junior and reserve junior Highland Champion Female.
Over in ring number 1, if you're following your show program, please scratch entry number 13. Entry 13 is a scratch.
And folks, in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, we'll reintroduce you to our contenders for our junior championship. As they make their way into the ring, when they make their way into the ring. And here they come. First place in our first class of our Highland show, Galaxy, second to Vanderson Ridge. This is entry number 3. From Heather Jansen of Double H Genetics Incorporated of Spruce Grove, Alberta, bred by Chad and Ellen Anderson. In second place in that class, Fuzzy Wuzzy Cattle Company, Lester Van Hill's outfit of Dap, Alberta. The heifer bred by Don and Margaret Badger. And entry number 1, Fuzzy Wuzzy Martika. Of course, our class winner from the second class, class number 3, the 2-year-old open heifers. Again, bred by the Badgers and coming to us from Fuzzy Wuzzy. This is entry number 7, Fuzzy Wuzzy Lily. Judge Schutz, your class is complete. Clean Farms is a non-profit, industry-funded stewardship organization working to support Canadian farmers in recycling agricultural plastics. Many thanks to the sponsorship at FARMFAIR International 2025 from Clean Farms.
And Rob, over in ring number 1, we're ready for comments from Judge Riley Mader on our Senior Division Championship.
Well, we got two very high quality, highly presented cattle heifers standing in the ring here. Two very, very different types. It's kind of a struggle. We went back and forth a few times. I think sheer powerness comes to mind when we think of the black heifer that starts the class. We love the extension up through her front end. We love the barrel, the rib shape she carries through that middle third. A lot of extra muscle shape and definition. She gets out. She tracks pretty good on her feet and legs. You look at this female's udder. She's starting to. In my mind, she's probably due to calve pretty early, and I know what it feels like when they start dropping a little bit of that udder. It maybe doesn't suit the eyeball as good at this stage, but you like to see a heifer that's probably bred early, starting to spring a little bit. Just a sheer powerhouse to start the class off with. I think that's where we get into the second place heifer. This female from hook to pin gets a little short. She gets a little short from the top of her shoulder to her pole. That's where the front heifer gets the benefit, I think, on her just in sheer extension and power and mass. But we do like a lot of things about this heifer. She's dropping a real nice udder. She's functional, sound made. She gets out and travels very level over that top. Two very, very high quality heifers. Just our opinion one day here, but we look forward to seeing these females back in the future.
Thank you, Riley. So your Senior Yearling Heifer Division Champion goes to the entry from HQ Livestock of Mountain View County with entry number 14, KFC Dandelion 10M. And your Reserve Senior Division Champion exhibited by Highmark Stock Farm of Hague, Saskatchewan with Highmark Mia 8M. That was entry number 12. We will give our marshal just a few moments in the marshalling area as our next class will be showcasing our grand champion, Speckle Park female.
And Judge Lennon Schutz is ready to comment on his first division championship, our junior Highland champion female, class number 5 in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2. Folks, our judge.
This first division was sure a lot of fun to work through. Definitely excited to see what's to come. Like I said, in that first class, we started out strong and sent some good cattle back to the barn and followed up with a really good one in the second class as well that could have withstood some more competition. I think all 3 of these females certainly have a lot of upside and quality to them. I'm happy to see them back out here looking the part. In the first class, this first heifer here, I used her just for her combination of just power and mass with a loose, flexible structure to go along with it. She's out here even division leading in just her base width and muscle and power from behind the cattle. And from the side has a big roaring rib cage and is level in her design and maternal in her look up front. If I could change her compared to some of the others, I would just shoot her neck out of her top of her shoulder a little higher, but that's getting pretty nitpicky of one that's very fundamental and checks off all the basics to go out and thrive in production. We followed up closely with this heifer here in front of me just for my high appraisal of her structural quality and balance from the side. She's upgrades my class winner, and just her look and extension through her front 1/3. But with that, from there back, just doesn't have quite the punch either. Just comparatively a shot flatter through her mid body and from behind as well. But definitely a lot of quality and breeding potential in that one for me. And then the Class 2 winner, the 2-year-old white female there, she could be division leading, and just her overall mass and rib, some of that maybe with age, but I think even adjusted, she's right there. I value just her moderation, an easy fleshing look about her. I think out here, if we're going to nickel and dime them, that's a heifer that could just be changed. Yeah, that's just a heifer that could be changed a shot, and her foot structure gets a little crab clawed up front and in motion, wants to duck her pin bone on the lap. So she may rank 3rd out here in terms of structure, and that's where the call is and where you set your priorities. I'm definitely, when we get to this level, trying to perfect structure, and that's where I prefer the Class 1 cattle. I'm going to use them for my champion and reserve in this division.
And thanks very much, Judge Schutz. Well, Judge Schutz goes to pick his division champion in our Highland show. Tracy, I think you've got a grand champion female show going on in Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 1. Who are our Speckle Park contenders?
Well, thank you so much, Rob. I'm going to take a moment to introduce you to them as they so deserve it. Our intermediate heifer calf champion goes to the entry from McAleer Ranching, DAM.sa Neon Light 645N. And our reserve intermediate champion, Willow Lake Naughty Girl 18N from Willow Lake Land and Cattle. Our senior heifer calf division champion went to entry number 7, KFC Cashmere 18N from KFC Farms. And second in our intermediate, or senior division rather, is the entry from Wolf Lake Speckle Park. That's Wolf Lake Zarina 1N. In our yearling intermediate division, our champion from KFC Farms is KFC Miss Poppy 101N, and our reserve intermediate yearling Desert Acres Mandalay 116M, and Tracy Foster as an additional owner. And then from our senior yearling division, entry number 14 was our champion KFC Dandelion 10M, exhibited by HQ Livestock, and our reserve senior yearling heifer from Highmark Stock Farm, that's Highmark Mia 8M. So folks, this is our championship lineup, and we're going to give our judges the spotlight as they're going to bring comments in this class from our most amazing and beautiful judge, Jill Mader.
Well, thank you. I think we're really happy with these 8 individuals out here for the champion female class. Obviously, we would have liked to see maybe some mature cows or some 2-year-old cows just to kind of round off the class, but I think that that doesn't fall short of the quality. There's truly 8 impressive females in this class. And I think the Speckle Park breed has said something really cool here. And every time that we analyze them and we see them out in the show ring, we see something new and something better every time. Being a Canadian breed, I sure am proud to say that they were developed here. And I think that there's just a lot of value that they bring to the industry and to the show ring. And we're sure excited to see the bulls for the second half of this show. So I won't go on too much longer, but we're really happy with these females, and I hope that you can follow us a little bit on what we're looking for in terms of type and kind and usability. And with that, Riley's going to go ahead and select our champion and then our reserve.
Typically, there's music playing. Congratulations to our intermediate yearling champion, With Ashley on the halter, that is KFC Miss Poppy. 101M is your grand champion Speckle Park female. Advancing also to our Supreme down on Supreme Saturday. And our reserve goes to our champion heifer calf in the senior division, KFC Cashmere 18N, both exhibited by KFC Farms. Congratulations to the crew, and they're going to take a quick 30-minute break, and we'll ask our judges to head over to the show champions shot box.
And in Horizon Ag and Turf, showing number 2, our Highland Show progresses along. Just to let you know that our first 2 from class number 2 became our junior and reserve junior champion. Our junior champion, entry number 3, Galaxy Second of Anderson Ridge for Heather Jansen of Double H Genetics Incorporated. We'll be seeing her again in the Grand Champion female drive, and potentially vying for reserve will be entry number 1, our reserve junior champion female, Fuzzy Wuzzy Martika from Lester Van Hill's Fuzzy Wuzzy Cattle Company crew at DAP. Our judge, Lennon Schutz, is now ready to comment on his single entry mature cow class, class number 9. Folks, Judge Schutz.
A solid pair here that's fundamental and functional in their build. The cow's extended with a wide top and lots of shape over, and gives that same powerful view from behind, and just the width of her pin set and shape down her stifle. If I could upgrade her aesthetically from the side, I would just take away some of her chest and brisket, and she's a bit gathered in her teeth structure. And the calf at side, I think, is a level lined, just 3 months old little guy, but certainly offers some upside in his level design and feet and leg quality. I think for him, even adjusted for ageable, that could use some more power and performance, but a nice pair here. We'll see how they look in the drive.
And thank you, Judge Schutz. First place in our class number 9 is entry number 8, Fuzzy Wuzzy Catherine, again from Heather Jansen and the Double H Genetics crew of Spruce Grove, Alberta. Entry number 8 is our first place in our mature cow class, and we will be seeing entry number 8, Fuzzy Wuzzy Catherine, in our Grand Champion female drive. Next up, folks, in Horizon Ag and Turf, showing number 2, class of 5 heifer calves, as we round out our Highland females. Ready to elevate your construction or home improvement projects? Visit Cooper Equipment Rentals at 20704 118A Avenue Northwest Edmonton, serving contractors across Canada with unmatched service and support. Thank you, Cooper Equipment Rentals. Country Junction Feeds, proud to fuel your cattle for the show world, one ribbon at a time. Thank you, Country Junction Feeds. And in Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2, our Highland Show Ring, being featured right now as part of our All Other Breed show. There are 5 Highland heifer calves born in this calendar year in your show program. There are 5 in the ring, and Judge Landon Schutz from Spruce Grove, your class is complete. Stony Plain, not Spruce Grove, Stony Plain. Davis Reardon has 35 years of experience with bovine embryo transfer. They provide a high quality of service both on farm or at their state-of-the-art center, located at Crossfield, Alberta, just between Crossfield and Airdrie and Carstairs. The experienced and highly trained staff at Davis Reardon are committed to providing the highest quality of service and obtaining optimal results. Many thanks to Adam Shireman and the crew of Davis Reardon, sponsors of Farm Fair International 2025. Edmonton'sBestHotels.com is a proud sponsor of Farm Fair International, where Western Canada's best comes together. Thank you, Edmonton's Best Hotels. Explore Edmonton Corporation is the destination management and marketing organization for our capital city of Edmonton. Explore Edmonton Corporation, or EEC, tells this city's story, elevates the Edmonton experience, and generates inbound visitation. Our host with the most, Explore Edmonton Corporation. And our heifer calves are pulling into place in Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2. Our Highland heifer calves folks, to talk the class for us, here is Landon Schutz.
Really happy with how this class lined up for me out here. These top two are sure fun to look at. They're presented without a hair out of place. When with that, offer tons of quality to go along with it. The heifer in second, I may just have as high as appraisal as I've seen so far, and just the skeletal quality. But the heifer I'm going to start is just an outlier, I think, for the population. While just maintaining an awesome look from the side, but with that outlier standout power to go along with it. She's exceptional in just the size of her feet and the stoutness of feature throughout, and to maintain the length and levelness of hip that she does, and a high neck set up front to cap off her striking look. Does it for me to start us off with a good of a view from the behind the cattle as well. She's very opened up, and just her pin set and maintaining that squareness down to the ground. So my compliments to you to start us off. Like I said, the skeletal quality, just balance of this heifer from right here is super attractive. I really value just the refinement of her skull, flatness of shoulder, and joints underneath. She's incredible in just how she travels around the ring, where I made the call, as I just thought she got out-horsed and just didn't have that overwhelming shape and power as the silver ahead, but certainly a high appraisal of that one to go second. I thought these two in 3 and 4 were pretty close. I prefer just the flexibility and extension of this heifer in third versus the 1 and 4. I prefer her more feminine head and length of neck. I thought from behind the cattle she was more opened up as well. But compared to the 2 ahead, just didn't read her to have the same eliteness of levelness of hip or squareness in her structure underneath. But a good one that represents quality and is very functional as well. The one up next, I said, is right there, and if you switch the pair, I wouldn't argue her, because she is leveler through her hip and offers some extra stoutness of feature and power to her, where I like her fourth today, as I read her just a bit bigger and rounder in her shoulder shape. I'd like to just open her up from behind, but certainly a stout one that's pretty fun to look at there. I do prefer the one up next just for how smooth made she is and refined. She's awesome, and just how she flows out of her shoulder is problem free in her lower joints. Today, in a powerful set, I just read her to get outmassed from behind the cattle and not offer the same upper rib shape as the cattle ahead. But lots of breeding value going down the road. I wish you all the best.
And thanks very much, Judge Schutz. First place in our heifer calf champion of our Highland show is entry number 10, Blackthorn's Nilla from Blackthorn Cattle Company of Derwent, Alberta. Lance Harder, the breeder, on our heifer calf champion, and we'll be seeing her right back into our next class, the Grand Champion female class, where she'll be joined also by Blackthorn Cattle Company's entry number 9, Blackthorn's Nutmeg, again bred by Lance Harder. If you're marking a show program on class number 13, our Highland heifer calves, entry number 9 places second, entry number 12 is fifth, entry number 10 is first. That's our class winner. Entry number 11 is third, and entry number 13 places fourth. Next up will be our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion female class, class number 17 in your show program of the Highland Breed section of our Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2, All Other Breed Show. Find your next ride at Horizon Ag and Turf. Check out their new and pre-owned lineup of equipment online at horizonagturf.com. It's never been easier to get into the seat of a John Deere tractor. Horizon Ag and Turf, the official tractor supplier of FARMFAIR International. We will take the opportunity to introduce you to our 5 contenders for the Grand Champion Highland Female class as they come on into the ring. Leading the way is our Senior Champion Female, that's entry number 8, Fuzzy Wuzzy Catherine from Double H Genetics Incorporated of Spruce Grove, Alberta. Our Mature Cow Champion is entry number 8. Our Junior Champion, entry number 3, also from Double H Genetics, that's Galaxy Second of Anderson Ridge. Our Reserve Junior Champion Female from Fuzzy Wuzzy Cattle Company of DAP, that's entry number 1. And then we move into our heifer calves, both of which are coming from Blackthorn Cattle Company. Entry number 10, Blackthorn's Nilla, our heifer calf champion, and entry number 9, Blackthorn's Nutmeg, our reserve heifer calf champion. In the ring right now, Horizon Ag and Turf, showing number 2, our Grand Champion Highland Female, and we're just moments away from Judge Landon Schutz declaring the first ever Grand Champion Highland Female of FARMFAIR International's long and illustrious history. Made in Alberta is another one of our sponsors for FARMFAIR this year, proudly brought to you by the Alberta Food Processors Association. Discover local food and drinks on the new Made in Alberta app and madeinalberta.com. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Mike's Hard is a proud partner of FARMFAIR International. Once our bar's open, folks, head on over and help yourself. With a slight fee, of course. A new sponsor this year for FARMFAIR International is New Generation Supplements. Flaxlick is research proven to support male and female fertility using self-fed, weatherproof omega-3 nutrition from the highest quality ingredients. With Flaxlick, you can work smarter, not harder. Olds College of Agriculture and Technology, proudly supporting youth in agriculture for over 100 years, and proud supporters of FARMFAIR International once again in 2025. And folks, in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, our Highland Show, we're ready with comments on his Grand Champion Female class. Folks, Judge Landon Schutz.
Well, this Highland Female Show has certainly been tons of fun and a pleasure to work through these cattle. I expected them to be good for the inaugural show, but they exceeded my expectations. My compliments to all you exhibitors. This has been outstanding for me and definitely memorable for me to be sorting this show. It's a privilege. I'll just walk through my champion lineup here. And just let you guys know where I'm at, reading them as we get them back out here comparing. I'll start here in front with the pair. Very complete and functional. extended. I think compared to some of these other cattle, maybe don't offer the same show ring eye appeal or stoutness of feature and power, but I definitely like just the completeness and function of your pair. The bred heifer here offers a nice combination of just cow power and punch with a flexible build and maternal look. That's a big ribbed, opened up, wide-based heifer who's square from every view. If I could upgrade her, like I said, in class and division, she could be just even more elite in just her front end and shoulder shape. But I definitely like just her fundamentals and levelness of line. She's in the mix out here for sure. And we followed up with the bred heifer, or the yearling behind, who's awesome in her skeletal quality and balance, very attractive, and had a high appraisal of her for that. But in division and out here in class, just kind of gets out-horsed in her rib shape and muscle width from behind. But I really like her skeletal quality and balance. These calves here, I thought, offered a lot of upside and quality. I really appreciate how well they're presented as well out here. The silver heifer in front of me is tremendous, and just her foot size and stoutness of feature with a long level hip and the right shoulder shape and slope set in her knee. With that is striking in her look, and I think adjusted for age has the most power of any out here. We followed up closely with the red heifer behind, who maybe upgrades the silver heifer and just her eliteness and her shoulder shape and set and flex to her hock. That's getting very critical of two exceptional animals there. I really like this view right here and just the freshness and sweep to her center body and squareness from behind. That's a contender out here as well for sure. I'll just kind of bring you guys to where I'm at, ground level when I'm in the ring judging these things. My family, we raise shorthorns and some club calves, and we sell the majority of our cattle and make the most of our income in purebred production sales and trying to raise the bar and just the quality and upside and breeding value in our females. And that's how I judge out here. I'm trying to perfect structure and balance and trying to find that female that can be cornerstone to upgrade the next generation. I think there's two out here that really do that for me. These two calves, they're exceptional in their quality. I'm going to use them for Grand and Reserve in the Highlands show today.
And thank you very much, Judge Schutz. Our heifer calf champion and reserve heifer calf champion go Grand and Reserve for Blackthorn Cattle Company of Derwent, Alberta, both bred by Lance Harder. Congratulations to Blackthorn's Nilla, entry number 10, and Blackthorn's Nutmeg, entry number 9. Our heifer calf and reserve heifer calf champion go Grand and Reserve of our premier Highland show of Farm Fair International. The heifer calf champions become our grands. We'll head off on to the show champion shot box, folks, for pictures of Blackthorn's Nilla and Blackthorn's Nutmeg with our judge Lannon Schutz. We'll be back here in Horizon Ag and Turf, show ring number 2, for our bull show in just a few minutes' time after Judge Schutz and Nilla and Nutmeg get their pictures taken over at the show champion shot box.
Show Champions would like to thank the Farm Fair Committee for having them back at the 2025 edition of Farm Fair International. They wish the best of luck to all the exhibitors this week. Show Champions is the official photographer of Farm Fair International, and visit showchampions.com to purchase your photographs. And remember to tag Show Champions on your social media posts. Thank you to the Show Champions crew. Of course, they always don the Show Champions wear. You'll find them in the ring and you'll find them in the shop box, which is where we have just finished up our Champion Speckle Park. And I believe we'll be ready to go in just a few moments' time with our bull show here in the Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 1. And folks, over in show ring number 1, we're ready with our junior bull calf division. For our judges, Jill and Riley Mader, we have 1 entry in this class. This is our junior bull calf class. This entry is born in March. This is our junior bull calf division. And with that, folks, we're going to have comments from Judge Riley Mader on our junior bull calf division.
Well, I think we've got a real nice individual out here that certainly could have stood some competition. I think a bull that's really got some structural integrity about him. He gets out, he travels with ease, he's got good flex on his pasterns. Kind of a cool cat-looking calf when you analyze him from the side profile. He's neat up through that skull and through that neck. You stand behind this calf. He's got adequate shape and stoutness and natural mass and body shape to him. A calf that certainly shows some maturity for just a March 1st type of bull. Yeah, I think just a wide open future for a calf like this that's going to keep pushing the breed forward.
Thank you so much, Riley. Your champion junior bull calf is entry number 15 from KFC Farms with KFC New Orleans 116N. Of course, 116N will be vying for another title in the champion bull ride, but next class is going to be our intermediate bulls. We'll have 2 entries in this class of February-born Speckle Park bull calves. So this is a reminder that our senior bull calves in the Speckle Park show need to be in the marshalling area. Senior bull calves in the marshalling area, please. You are the next division up. We have our intermediates in the ring right now. These are our February-born Speckle Park bull calves.
And ladies and gentlemen, Horizon Ag and Turf, show ring number 2 is back with our Highland show as we move now into our bull section. And we have 7 bull calves coming into the ring for the first of our bull classes. These are all the calendar year calves, so calves born in this 2025 year. And we are expecting 7 to be coming into the ring for Judge Landon Schutz of Stony Plain.
Well, we don't have 7 in the Speckle Park ring, Rob, but we do have 2 awesome ones. And now to give comments in our intermediate class is Judge Jill Mader.
Thanks. I think that we're really happy with the 2 that are in this intermediate division. I just want to point out like the 2 different types and kinds that we have. I think that they fit 2 different purposes. We went with the Power Bull to start with. I think that overall we really like the size of foot on this calf. He's really nice through that front end, but still packs a lot of punch. Get him behind him, he's got a pile of shape in him. He's got a nice sweep of that rib. He's really clean in those lines. I think that he would just become the most balanced bull of the class. We'd like to give him a little bit more testicle today for the age that he is, but I think, once again, I'm getting a little nitpicky. We move into the more calving ease option in second place. You get in front of him, and you see that in his skull and in his front end that he's going to be more the calving ease option. I really like the shape of this bull. I think that he gets a little bit round in his hip structure for me today, but I like this bull out on the move. I think he's going to be a really useful type of calving ease bull. Two nice calves for this intermediate division.
Thank you, Judge Mater. So our intermediate bull calf champion is the entry from KFC Farms, entry number 17. That's KFC Night Moves 75N. And our reserve champion intermediate bull calf is the entry from Highmark Stock Farm with Highmark Nico 14N. That's entry number 16. Next in class, we're going to have our senior bull calves. There should be 3 entries in our next class. Over in ring number 1, we have our senior bull calf division. These are our January-born Speckle Park bull calves. 3 in our class. And please be ready in our yearling bull division, our intermediates and seniors. But before that, we'll have our para bull calves. Will be our next class.
And ladies and gentlemen, moving right along in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2 in our Highland show, Judge Schutz is ready to comment on his first class of Highland bulls. This is the largest class of our show, and it's 7 bull calves. And folks, here is our judge.
An awesome set of bulls to start us off here. The one I used to win, he was the first one in the ring, and he's a stud to lead us off out here. His flexibility and just overall balance and the way he's put together in tandem with his natural shape and power throughout, second to none in this set. That's an awesome headed bull that's really good in his lines, and on his feet and legs underneath, I think is where he really pulls away from the cattle ahead versus the bull in second. I had a higher regard for his shoulder shape and eliteness out of his rear ankle to start us off. Really nice one there. My compliments to you. My follow-up in second with the bull that I had the next highest appraisal for, and just the way they're put together and structurally correct in their build. That's a very fundamental and complete bull who I value just his length of hip and overall flexibility in tandem with being as wide and square from behind as any of the cattle. I thought compared to the standout ahead, he just wasn't as elite in his front end shape or in his rear ankle behind on the lap, but that's a good bull to be a solid second place. I thought the bull in third just had more power and shape than the remaining. He's stouter featured and bigger hipped than the bull in fourth. And in his own right, that's a big ribbed, square-made bull who, compared to the cattle ahead, I thought just didn't quite flow out of his shoulder as softly into his forerib. Wasn't as square in his hock from behind either. I think the bull in fourth does offer a lot of quality. To me, he looks like he could be heifer safe with just his smoothness of joints and his head shape and just his overall look about him, and I appreciate that. But with that, compared to the cattle ahead, he just gets out-horsed a bit in his total power and dimension, a bull that could be intensified, and just the size of his rear bone. And doesn't have the same muscle shape over top or from behind. I really like the way he's put together and problem-free on the lap. Same with the 2 cattle next. I thought they paired up pretty similar. The gold one ahead just has a bit more to him, a bit more base width. I thought even adjusted for age. He is really nicely put together. I have high appraisal of just his shoulder shape and flexibility and squareness of his rear leg. Bull that just gets flatter throughout and not as opened up from the rear view. But a good quality bull there for sure. Like I said, same with the gray one here compared to the gold one. Just doesn't offer the same extension. I'd like to open him up from the rear view as well. Same with the bull here. He's definitely a bit younger out here, and I think his levelness and flexibility of structure offers value, but just gets outpowered in a strong set and just the size of his bone and base width. But I wish you all the best with your projects down the road. My compliments to you all.
And thanks very much, Judge Schutz. We'll go right over to comments in show ring number 1 from Judges Mater on our Speckle Park show, but just want to tell you that our bull calf champion of our Highland show is entry number 15, Blackthorn's Neptune from Blackthorn Cattle Company of Derwent, Alberta, and our reserve bull calf champion, entry 21, Double H Nashville from Double H Genetics of Spruce Grove. Complete placings in your show program coming soon, but first, over in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 1, comments from Judge Jill Mater. Or Riley Mater.
Well, I think we've got a really unique individual to start this class off with. I mean, this bull just screams power, performance. As soon as he walked into the ring, you just love how this bull gets out and travels. He travels on a nice big foot. He's got great flex in his pasterns and his joints. He's a calf that's attractive enough up through the front end, yet just, like I say, screams power throughout the whole body. There's a lot of softness and dimension and angularity in this bull. Big testicles underneath him. I mean, you just love the maturity to him. I think this is just a really unique individual to start the class off with, and we look forward to seeing him back in a championship drive to see how he stacks up in comparison to everything else. We'll get the judge here yet today. We get into the second place calf. I think a bull that you just love the softness to. I mean, he's a belly dragon type of bull that's gonna add a lot of softness and thickness in his progeny. I think a calf that you start comparing these bulls back and forth definitely gives up, I guess, in terms of the pounds today. But you know, you got to look at these individuals for different uses within your herd. I mean, it all depends on what your end target is, or what cows need certain traits, certain characteristics, I guess. Different individuals for sure, but two very, very high quality bulls that we look forward to seeing back. We round out the class with the black bull. I think a bull that just gives up a little bit in the power, a bull that cuts up in the flank a little bit, but a bull that gets out and he travels with ease, and certainly more your calving ease type of option with the small skull and a lighter bone column out here today, but nice set of bulls for this senior champion class.
Thank you, Judge Mater. So our senior bull calf division champion is the entry from Greenwood Speckle Park and Desert Acres with entry number 19, Greenwood Coal Country 502N. And our reserve senior bull calf champion, KFC Nashville 30N, that's entry number 18 from KFC Farms. And third in class, Maple Lane Nitera 636N with entry 23. That is, of course, coming to us from Maple Lane Stock Farm. Those are our senior bulls, and we're moving on now to our pair of bull calves. Pair of bull calves, there's a single entry in this class.
And in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, where we have our Judge Landon Schutz working through our Highlands. We just want to give you complete rundown of placings on class number 19, the bull calves. Entry number 15 is our class winner. First in class will be advancing as the bull calf champion to our grand champion drive. Entry number 16 places 7th. Entry number 17 is 4th. Entry 18 is 6th. 19 places 5th. Entry 20 is 5th, and entry 21 was 2nd, and our reserve bull calf champion. And our Judge Schutz is ready to comment on his yearling bull and junior championship, class number 23. Folks, here's Landon.
Well, they want to keep things rolling here, so we'll get it going here. I thought this pair of bulls, they match up nice together. They're both similar, and a similar appraisal in their quality and the way they're put together from the side, and their skeletal correctness. The red bull in front of me, he just complements it with more power throughout, versus the black bull, that's the wider top bull that matches his extra power from behind with his added width of pin set and shape down his leg and base width. But like I said, I value just the flexibility of structure, the size of testicle and masculinity of your bulls. My compliments to you both.
And thanks very much to our Highland judge. First place and our junior champion bull is entry number 23 of our Highland show, Max of Highland Gully. From the Voss crew, Bryce Jans and Dana Voss, with the breeder Kayla and Stan Sword. Breeder of our junior champion bull, Fuzzy Wuzzy McLovin. Entry number 22 is our reserve junior champion for Fuzzy Wuzzy Cattle Company of Dap, Alberta, the Lester Van Hale crew. One class remains in our Highland show before we get into our Grand Champion Bull Drive, and that will be our mature Highland Bull class.
And Rob, over in ring number 1, we have comments from our judge on our pair of bull calves.
Well, it's nice to have unique classes like this. It showcases a breeder's operation a little bit better, and we sure like both of these calves in their own respective classes. I think they pattern pretty similarly. One's obviously a little bit younger than the other one, both different sires, but I think that definitely with the shape and the muscle pattern and the fluidity in their movement, I think that this was a nice pair of bulls to have in this class. Good job.
Thank you, Jill. So your champion pair of bull calves is, of course, coming to you from the entry of KFC Farms Limited of Abbotsford, BC, and, of course, located in Didsbury with a lot of their purebred herds. So congratulations to Ken Friesen and family, your champion pair of bull calves.
Visit your Alberta Ram dealer and get a 10-year, 160,000-kilometer limited powertrain warranty on most new 2026 Ram pickups. That's Canada's best full-size truck powertrain warranty out there. Get into a new Ram pickup today. And a new sponsor for Farm Fair International this year, The Works.
Over in our Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 1, this is our intermediate yearling bull division. These are our February-born yearling bulls. For judges Jill and Riley, you have 2 entries in this class, and please be ready, our senior yearling bulls in the marshalling ring.
And in showing number 2, our final set of animals in this Highland show that our judge has not commented on so far are in the ring, and it is our senior champion bull class. Folks, Judge Schutz to talk it for us.
I just want to say before I talk this bull, I've been very impressed with just the foot quality and looseness of skeleton and cleanliness of joints of this Highland show so far. My compliments to all you exhibitors. In this single entry, he matches just that. I have a high appraisal of his foot and ankle quality. I think his combination of moderation and a sound structure with a quality look about him offers some good turnout value for you. If I could upgrade him, I would just make him a bit bolder to turn to his upper rib and open him up with some more shape from behind. But a nice quality bull for you, young lady. We'll take another look at him out here in the drive.
And thanks very much, Judge Schutz. Dunwell's Silver Legend, entry number 24, is our class winner of class number 27, as well as our mature Highland champion bull. For Black Powder Cattle Company, that's Britt Venn and the crew of Oxbow, Saskatchewan, Adele Dunning, the breeder. So now we will have our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion Highland class, where our Bull Calf and Reserve Bull Calf Champion, Junior and Reserve Junior Bull, and our mature bull will come into the ring to vie for that first set of banners for Grand and Reserve Champion in the history of the Highland breed and Farm Fair International. And to reintroduce you to our contenders, our Bull Calf Champion is entry number 15, Blackthorn's Neptune, from Blackthorn Cattle Company of Derwent, Alberta, bred by Kevin and Candice Reich. Entry number 15 is our Bull Calf Champion. And our Reserve Bull Calf Champion, Heather Jansen, with the Lester Van Hill bred Double H Nashville. Entry number 21 for Double H Genetics Incorporated, Spruce Grove, Alberta, our Reserve Bull Calf Champion. Our Junior Champion bull is Max of Highland Gully. Entry number 23 from the Voss crew of Burdett, Alberta. That's Bryce Jans and Dana Voss, with the bull bred by Kayla and Stan Sword. Fuzzy Wuzzy McLovin is our Reserve Junior Champion. Entry number 22 from Fuzzy Wuzzy Cattle Company of Dap, Alberta, the Van Hills. And our Senior Champion Highland bull, Dunwell's Silver Legend, bred by Adele Dunning, shown by Britt Venn and Black Powder Cattle Company of Oxbow, Saskatchewan, entry number 24. In Horizon's Ag and Turf showing number 2, this is our Grand Champion Highland class.
Comments on our intermediate division from Judge Jill Mader.
Well, I think just an extremely heavy type of muscle type of bull to start the class off with. You get behind this bull and you got to really appreciate the stoutness he's got over that loin, the stifle that he carries down low through that lower quarter and that lower twist. Just a big bull type of bull. I mean, you look at the chest floor off the front end and it kind of determines what the rest of the body goes like. And we love the foot under this bull. We love how he gets out and travels. Just a real standout type of bull to lead this class off with. We get into the second place bull, and I think this is where the first place bull gets one up on him is probably just overall length and overall stature. This is a nicely put together bull. He's a lighter bone type of bull, probably a smaller skull to him. Again, we'll talk kind of that calving ease versus performance type of bull, and we need both types of these bulls in the industry and certainly within your breed. But a lot of good in the second place bull too. He gets out, he travels with ease. He's got some softness and some natural fleshing ability to him. Two really good bulls for this junior division.
Thank you, Riley. So your intermediate bull division champion winner is the entry from Highmark Stock Farm and FARMFAIR with entry 21. That's Highmark Manchester 37M. And your reserve intermediate division bull from Greenwood Martin Matrix 34M. That's the McAleer Ranching and Jay Baranecki with entry 22. And Rob, I think there's some excitement building over in showing number 2. Tell us about it.
Well, our Judge Landon Schutz of Stony Plain is checking out the Grand Champion Highland Bull class. We'll be having comments shortly, but he's looking over the bull calf champions, the junior champions, and his senior champion, as for the very first time, Highland is on the verge of having a Grand and Reserve Grand Champion bull declared at FARMFAIR International. In the hallowed halls of the Expo Center, we're about to be able to add a Grand and Reserve Champion Highland to that history.
Over in shoring number 1, we have our senior division. These are 2 bulls born in the month of January for judges Jill and Riley Mater. These are our senior yearling bulls.
The UFA Agricultural Community Foundation is proud to stand by rural communities and here to provide the support they need to flourish. The UFA Foundation is here because you're here, working together for the future of agriculture. And we are ready with comments on our Highland Grand Champion Bull class, folks. Judge Landon Schutz.
Well, we started off strong with the female show. It was awesome, but the bulls, they definitely deserve their flowers too. This has been a lot of fun. We started out with probably as deep of a class we've seen today with the bull calves with 7 head in that set. And this bull here, he was a standout to lead it off, and I have a high appraisal of him out here in the Grand Drive as well. That's a bull that's really wide and opened up at the ground with a lot of power and substance in his feet and legs, but he complements it with as much correctness and is as problem-free as any in motion out here on the move. And just with that, gives a catalog front cover look from the side. Really nice one there. We followed up with this bull here, who does have some extra growth and performance at this stage. And I like how he's put together too. Real level lined, good footed, sound structured kind of a bull. Just didn't bring the eliteness the way he's put together of the one ahead to stay second in that division. 2 yearlings in this division, and they both could have withstood some more competition. They're very nicely put together and level made in their length of hip and their pastern set and flexibility on the move. The Red Bull, he just upgrades the black and his total power throughout to win the division. And out here, he's certainly in contention as well. I have a high appraisal of just the way he's put together, his structural correctness and look from the side. Same with the Silver Bull here, the 2-year-old. I think just his moderation, flexibility, his stoutness of feature is very good compared to some of the younger cattle. Just a little disappointed from the rear view, not quite as amped up in his power and punch there, but certainly a lot of breeding value there. I talked him up real good, and there's no question he's my favorite. The bull calf's going to be my champion today. I'll take a quick look for reserve afterwards.
And so our Highland Bull calf will be our Grand Champion Bull. Judge taking a second look for reserve, but congratulations to our Grand Champion Bull. Same as our Grand Champion females, folks. Entry number 15, Blackthorn's Neptune, bred by Kevin and Candace Reich and Blackthorn Cattle Company of Derwent, Alberta, breeder, owner of our Grand Champion. More comments from our judge.
I think it gets close for reserve between the reserve bull calf and the champion yearling here today. I value, I think the yearling bull, he upgrades the bull calf in just his skull and shoulder shape with a softer ankle underneath. He'll be my reserve champion.
And our reserve grand champion going to our junior champion. Congratulations, entry number 23, Max of Highland Gully from the Voss crew of Burdett, Alberta. The bull bred by Kayla and Stan Sword, coming to us today from Bryce Jans and Dana Voss. Congratulations on our grand and reserve grand champion, Highland Bull. Ready with comments now from Judge Jill Mader in our Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 1 and our Speckle Park show. Here's Judge Jill.
Well, a nice pair of bulls here in the senior yearling division. I think we started it off again with the power bull, and maybe that's the theme that we typically have gone with. I think you get in behind this bull, he's got a lot of explosive structure to him. He's got a pile of top and a pile of lower quarter. He's really nice in that front end. He's got a really good foot on him, and I think he just kind of floated to the top easier for us today. Our second place bull is a really extended bull. I really would like to just square him up on his hip a little bit in terms of competing with the top end bull, but he's a really long made bull. He's really smooth in that front shoulder, and I think he's a really useful type of bull.
Thank you, Jill. So your senior yearling division champion winner goes to KFC Farms with KFC Memphis 43M. That's entry 25. And your reserve senior yearling division champion is exhibited by Paula's Speckle Park, and Paula Quito is the owner with PSP Major Storm Wall Street 01M. That's entry 24. They are our 2 senior champion bulls, and we have a single entry coming next in our mature bull division. This is a single entry in our 2-year-old.
The Faculty of Agricultural, Life and Environmental Sciences offers over 40 undergraduate and graduate programs encompassing the entire human experience at the University of Alberta, proud sponsor of FARMFAIR International. Many thanks to the U of A and the Aggie program. Some of us are even kind of proud to say that we're alumni.
Just a reminder to the KFC crew that your breeder's herd and progeny of dam should be fairly ready. Our next class after this senior bull will be our grand champion Speckle Park bull.
Our Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2 will now move into our Blonde Aquitaine and Bronvie breed shows, alternating from class to class. Once our judge Landon Schutz of Stony Plain, Alberta, comes back from having pictures taken with the Grand and Reserve Champion Highland Yearling or Highland Bulls, we'll get into the Blonde Aquitaine yearlings and the Bronvie yearlings, and then alternate from breed to breed through the female and the bull shows in
Judge
Horizons
Jill.
Ag and Turf showing number 2.
Judge Jill Maders ready to give comments in our mature bull class.
Well, even though this is a single entry class, I think it's an extremely high quality class. When you get into this 2-year-old bull division, I think that there's a pile of good things about this bull. He's packed with punch. There's a pile of lower quarter here. I love watching this bull out on the move. He's fighting just because of the TV in front of him a bit, but oh, I just love the rib on this bull. You get in behind him, he's got a pile of top in him, a nice front end, and a giant foot on him. And I think that that's something we really appreciate about breeding cattle is foot quality and structure. So I think he's a really high quality individual.
Thank you, Jill. So your senior bull champion for the Speckle Park show is entry number 26, exhibited by Wolf Lake Speckle Park. Of course, the Brundage is as the owner. This is Wolf Lake Leviathan 56L. He is your senior bull. That's entry 26. So folks, we're going to be ready here with our championship drive in the Speckle Park show. We're going to invite back our bull calves, yearlings, and our senior bull to come back into the ring, and we'll reintroduce them to you in just a moment. From our intermediate division, our champion is Highmark Manchester 37M. Nope, my apologies. Our junior bull calf, it was a single entry, and our junior bull calf is KFC New Orleans 116N. That's entry number 15, exhibited by KFC Farms. Then our intermediate bull calves, the pair of them, our champion in the intermediate division, entry number 17, KFC Night Moves 75N from KFC Farms. In our senior bull calf division, our pair of champions, entry number 19, Greenwood Coal Country 502N was our champion, and our reserve senior bull calf champion from KFC Farms, entry number 18, KFC Nashville 30N. Our senior bull calf champion exhibited by Greenwood Cattle and Desert Acres. Then we went into our intermediate yearling bull champion, and that was Highmark Manchester 37M, entry 21, exhibited by Highmark Stock Farm. Our reserve intermediate, Greenwood Martin Matrix 34M, exhibited by McAleer Ranching and Jay Baranacki. Senior yearling bull champion is entry 25 from KFC Farms with KFC Memphis 43M, and reserve senior yearling entry 24 from Paula's Speckle Parks of Athabasca with PSP Major Storm Wall Street 01M. And most recently declared in our champion bull drive, our 2-year-old. That was entry number 26, exhibited by Wolf Lake Speckle Park, and that's Wolf Lake Leviathan 56L. So congratulations to all of our champions representing the Speckle Park breed here in our champion drive. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the Speckle Park breeders. And of course our judges. Jill and Riley Mader of Mader Ranches from just west of Carstairs are two of the most well-known, well-liked, and accomplished duo. Of course, their children, Stella and Hawken, are big parts of Mader Ranches. They have a successful bull sale every February and an elite female sale in October. And you'll find them in the ring in the Simmental show later on. But we thank Jill and Riley Mader of Mader Ranches as our official judges for the Speckle Park show. And with that, folks, we're going to have comments from our judge, Riley Mader, on his championship bull drive here in ring number 1, celebrating the Speckle Park breed.
Well, I think as we get into this this final drive here, I just want to make a comment that we were sure impressed with the females that come out in front of us for the female drive. But as we got into this bull show, I think you as breeders and exhibitors just brought it up a whole new level. The quality of bulls we have out in this ring, I mean, from the calves all the way up to the big guys, is just very impressive to see. And I think everybody standing here watching can see that we got into a lot of good classes that you could have switched things up different ways. But yeah, this is what we ended up with, and we're sure happy to have the bulls out in front of us. I think as we got through individual classes, we talked these cattle, but certainly performance and power is something that we look for. And I know as you know, we come from the Simmental breed, but something our eye takes us to as it doesn't really matter what breed of cattle you're exhibiting. I mean, at the end of the day, we got to look at what our purpose of what our breed is in the commercial sector, I think, of this industry. And pounds and power have always paid, you know. It's true. I mean, we sell these bulls out to the commercial world, and those guys get paid by the pound. So I think that's kind of where we ended up with some bulls that had that added muscle, that added stifle, that added twist, with some stretch and some character to them at the same time. We like cattle that got some style and that are up-headed, but at the end of the day, we're looking for cattle that are going to add some pounds, add some punch to their offspring. We certainly run into classes that, like we talked about, that you maybe had the calving east type of bull going up head-to-head with a bull that's going to add some more performance and power, but I guess, like I said, that's where our eye took us to a lot of times was the power and the performance. But we want to congratulate you guys as a breed. I know it wasn't a massive show here today, and I'm sorry if we sped it along. We were trying to stretch it out because we know what it's like in the back trying to get these cattle ready. But we do want to commend you guys on the presentation of these cattle that come out in front of us. It was really nice to see everybody come together and work together to put on a good show here today. And with that, we got two bulls that Jill and I could have went back and forth a little bit. Two bulls out in this ring that probably characterize pretty close to each other in terms of their style, their dimension, their performance. But yeah, we'll go out and we'll pick a champion in reserve. And congratulations to everybody out here.
Congratulations to our senior bull. He will be your grand champion. Speckle Park representing the breed in Supreme Saturday. Congratulations to the Wolf Lake Speckle Park breeders. Entry number 26 is your champion. And then they're going with the senior bull calf champion. Congratulations to Greenwood Cattle and Desert Acres with entry number 19. That's 502N will be your reserve Speckle Park champion bull. Congratulations to the Speckle Park breeders, and many thanks to our official judges. Riley and Jill Mader of Mader Ranches is our official judges for the Speckle Park show, but we're not quite done yet, folks. We do have a breeders herd and progeny of dam classes next, so please, to our single entry breeders, have your breeders herd and progeny of dam ready.
Score big on your small business insurance with Westland Insurance. Coverage that goes further. Edmonton International Airport, Canada's largest by land mass, operates 24/7 without restrictions and provides specialized handling for agricultural products, live animals, and high-value cargo. Learn more at flyeia.com/cargo.
Once again, congratulations to our champion Speckle Park bull, Wolf Lake Leviathan 56L from Wolf Lake Speckle Park, and our reserve Greenwood Coal Country 502N, exhibited by Greenwood Speckle Park and Desert Acres. Right now, we have our breeders herd in ring number 1. KFC Farms is doing our breeders herd, and they're just waiting on their amazing crew to bring the other 2 entries into this breeders herd. Yes? Oh, this is Progeny of Dam. Well, of course. Congratulations, Ashley. This is our Progeny of Dam. Now, if you would like to add to or delete for your breeders herd,
Alberta Angus Association is comprised of 15 directors throughout the province of Alberta to give Angus breeders across our province representation from corner to corner to corner to corner of Alberta. Many thanks to Alberta Angus Association for their sponsorship of FARMFAIR International.
we would invite the KFC entries that are coming to join in the breeders herd to please make their way into the ring.
Alberta beef producers' producer meetings are coming up this January and February, so just a couple of months from now. These meetings are your chance to connect, ask questions, and help guide the work at our ABP. Stay in the loop on meeting dates, market updates, and industry news by signing up for ABP's newsletter at albertabeef.org. That's albertabeef.org.
Once again, we'd like to shine a light on Show Champions. ShowChampions.com is the official photographer for FARMFAIR International. And we are thrilled to have the ladies here taking some amazing candidates. This is our Breeders Herd group. This is an entry from KFC Farms. That's Ken Friesen and family. Of course, their headquarters in Abbotsford and the cattle at Didsbury. Congratulations. And while we're at it, Maureen, we might as well get a great shot with their Premier Breeder and Exhibitor banners as well, because KFC has taken home both our Champion Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor for the Speckle Park show this year. Congratulations, Ashley and her crew, on our Champion Breeder and Exhibitor.
Horizon Ag and Turf, showing number 2, now moving into our Blonde Aquitaine and Bronvie classes. Please have those classes at ringside, please. Our judge is ready to go. With over 5 decades of expertise in semen collection and global distribution, including owner use only, EU certified, export and sexed semen production, Elta Genetics is committed to helping you achieve your breeding goals. BrokerLink is a proud insurer of farms and agribusiness. Contact BrokerLink today to get the right coverage for your insurance needs.
We're super excited to have some classes that are joining us. Can you guys